I'm Tia Borden with MiningIR, and beside me is George B., President and CEO of US Gold Corp. George, thank you so much for joining me today.
Lovely to see you again.
Lovely to see you. It's always a pleasure to sit down and chat. For our audience, can you give a brief overview of the company?
All right, so I joined US Gold 3 years ago, and US Gold's been around for since 2014. Really, the focus was on exploration in Nevada, but I came on board to develop our CK Gold Project, which is in Southeast Wyoming. My background is in operations and project development, so yeah, that's how I came to be associated with the company. We've still got a lot of opportunity with our exploration, but right now we're focused on development.
On development. What is your vision for the coming year for the company?
Oh, look, the issue for the resource sector was that a lot of funding dried up for exploration. So with that funding challenge, the company was looking at its portfolio. They had an asset called Copper King in Wyoming. Perhaps monetizing that asset was the way to fund exploration. They asked me to take a look at it, and based on my background, I looked at it. It's a fantastic little project, dead simple, in a stable jurisdiction. We know the rules of the game in Wyoming, and from that perspective, suggested that the company pivot towards development. So that's what we did, and we're almost to the point where we'll have our permit. We've got one of the major permits, an industrial siting permit in Wyoming, and the mine operating permit should be in hand early part of next year, which puts us on the development path, and really leveraging off the production development, we can then pivot back toward exploration.
I do want to talk about your current flagship project in detail. It's the CK project?
The CK Gold Project, yeah. So Copper King became CK Gold Project, and the reason is that 70%, while it's copper project, 70% of the revenue comes from the gold, which comes with the copper. So we called it CK Gold Project. Gold is increasing at the moment. We're over $2,000 an ounce, and we think it's going to go higher. And gosh, it's nice to have copper as well.
It is.
Yeah.
What separates you from other companies?
Well, look, with the increase in the price of gold, and we're looking at electrification, electric cars. The average Tesla, I think, has got 40 pounds of copper in it. Copper's going to increase in value. Gold's going to increase in value. So what's happening in the resource sector is a lot more interest, lots of companies. But what sets us apart is the fact that we're operating in the state of Wyoming on state and private land, and we've got a very short path to production. So we're going to be in production. We're going to be shovel ready next year, and that's what sets us apart. There's some great projects out there, but the problem is that you're dealing with federal authorities, which don't work quite as fast. And as a consequence, a lot of these other opportunities are going to take longer to come into fruition.
While we talk about, some of the red tape that is always there, what are some of the risks that you're currently facing and challenges? You mentioned one. And what are you doing? What are some other ones, and what are you doing to mitigate them?
Well, look, the risks are really relate around people's concern about mining, and we mitigate those risks by being totally transparent about what we do, setting out a program which is responsible and sustainable. Look, for instance, in Wyoming, water is a very precious commodity. We're in the western US, there's been droughts and so on. Right from the outset, we said, look, we need to conserve water. So we go to dry stack tailings, for example. and recycle the water that we consume, so that we're being responsible with the resources that it takes to put the mine into operation. Also being transparent about what we do, explaining to the local community. So, we hope that we've done a great job with that, and I think that's leading to our expected permit approval next year. And then the other risks are really associated with financing. It's tough at the moment with interest rates as high as they are. People can park their money in the bank, but we believe at this particular point in time, with increasing gold, copper prices, having a shovel-ready project, investors have the opportunity to really make a super return on their investment, because our share price is much like everybody else has been beaten up a little bit. But as we go past these de-risking steps, put this operation into put this opportunity into operation, start producing the copper and gold, there's going to be a great return on investment.
You did mention transparency. What do you do to maintain that transparency for your investors, and how do you maintain communication with them?
Well, look, it's all about the sort of personal touch. US Gold, we're a small team, so whether it's going out and talking to the local community, whether it's talking to our local regulatory officials or the investment community, FaceTime, being able to explain what's going on, having that level of transparency so that people understand what you're doing, where the opportunities are, and some of the hidden opportunities that we see in our project.
Are you doing anything innovative to enhance your projects?
All right, gosh, yeah. The thing is that if you're in the junior mining space, there's lots of new technology out there, but you don't want to be on the cutting edge. We call it the bleeding edge of new technology. We want to have a sure bet. But I can tell you that we have been doing some work on our exploration projects with remote sensing technology. So we can do from satellite images, spectral analysis, and we've just developed a bunch of new targets on our Keystone Project. We've got 20 square miles of really prospective territory on the Eureka Cortez Trend. That property is bound to have a major deposit, but it takes a lot of time and effort to cover 20 square miles. So you can use technology, remote sensing technology, to pinpoint and zero in on where the most prospective areas are to drill. And we'll get to that in the short term.
Is there anything else that you would like to leave our viewers with, our investors? Any key messaging?
Well, typically in a normal environment, when you have 1 million ounces of gold and 248 million pounds of copper in proven and probable reserves, you would have an expectation. And if you look at the analyst coverage that we have, we've got three analysts covering us. Our target share price per the analyst coverage is between $15-18 per share. We're currently trading at $3.50 a share. There is huge opportunity. We're trading at about 0.08 of our NAV, and for the initial project, we've got lots of upside on the project. So in a period where we expect gold and copper to be in demand, prices to rise, this is a really super investment. So I think I'd like to leave that as a thought for your investors.
Lots of positive things to look forward to. George, thank you so much for sitting down with me today.
Thank you. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you as well.